Senate Bill 2. Imagine this. Imagine Texas takes $1 billion meant for public schools and gives it to a small group of families to spend at private schools. Then imagine that program quietly grows to almost $5 billion a year, and nearly $400 million of that money goes straight to a handful of unelected administrators before a single child is helped. What the bill says it does? Senate Bill 2 says it gives parents more choice by creating education savings accounts so families can use state money for private tuition, tutoring, or homeschool costs. What it actually does? This means the state can move money out of public schools and into private accounts controlled by the comptroller and five hand-picked organizations. It also means those administrators are allowed to keep up to 8% of the total program cost every year for administration. As the program grows, that cut grows too. Who benefits? Private schools that receive guaranteed tuition paid by taxpayers. Homeschool and education vendors that gain new state funded customers. The comptroller and five unelected organizations who can collectively keep hundreds of millions of dollars per year once the program scales. Political and advocacy groups that pushed for voucher expansion and now see their model written into law. Who pays the price? Public school students who stay behind in classrooms with shrinking budgets, rural communities that do not have private school options but still lose funding, and students with disabilities who lose strong protections once education shifts outside public schools. Taxpayers who fund a growing program that serves a small share of students while administrative costs explode. Why it matters. Senate Bill 2 starts as a $1 billion program serving about 100,000 students out of more than 5 million in Texas. State fiscal projections show it growing to almost $5 billion a year. At that size, roughly $400 million annually is expected to go to six unelected administrators before money ever reaches families. That is, money is not going to classrooms, teachers, or student services. When public funds are siphoned off like this, the cost shows up in overcrowded schools, higher local taxes, and fewer resources for the kids who rely on public education. Questions to ask your lawmakers. Why design a program that grows to nearly $5 billion while serving only a small fraction of Texas students? Why allow unelected administrators to collect roughly $400 million a year in public funds without voter oversight? And how are public schools supposed to survive when money is pulled out but their responsibilities stay the same? Bottom line, Senate Bill 2 sells school choice, but it shifts billions away from public classrooms and sends hundreds of millions to unelected administrators, leaving most Texas kids to pay the price.